Hello everyone, and welcome to Jumper Man Tech, where we specialize in HVAC with do everything DIY. And today we are back on this roof for an LG multi-V unit, and we're going to be replacing another compressor and inverter board. Thank you to everyone tuning into Jumper Man Tech. Let's begin by taking off the covers. I got my refrigerant scale here, the recovery machine, gauges and all. We're going to start by recovering the refrigerant. All right, got the covers off, got the gauges hooked up with this ready to go with the scale. It's a nice sunny day. Power is on. We got to put the system in vacuum mode, so we're going to put dip switch 5 up. It says FUNC function. We're going to click the right arrow. It says SUC, so that will be service. Then we hit the red button to confirm. SE1, no. Let's go to SE3, and we're gonna hit the red button again. Right there, VACC. If you heard the click, all our EEVs and solenoid valves opened up. We do this so we don't have any refrigerant trapped in the system. Let's begin this recovery. Give you all an idea of what we're working with. We got to bring the compressor from down there. It's quite the ways to go. All right, you got the bottom? Yep. Let's go. So this is how we're bringing it up. Balancing up the top. Oh, he got the bottom. And we got to bring everything up like this. All our tanks and all tools, you name it. It's a hard job. Just getting everything up here is hard. All right, just right there. All right, showing that we're slightly in a vacuum. We're below zero, so we're fully recovered. Just weird how it's auto ranging right there. It's from 455 pretty much to 458. That's a lot of ounces. It's almost 30 pounds of refrigerant in here. Took us from getting here, setting up our tools and recovering about 3 hours. All right, so we're empty. We want to take off this panel screws, because the only way to get to this compressor and actually be able to make proper connections is actually taking this whole thing down, which is absolutely ridiculous. So we're gonna take it and try to lay it down on these two crates. Unreal. All right, come through here. Let's just try to balance this. Come through. We're gonna lift up a little and pull back. Let's just make sure that we don't just lean it back safely. Right there. Hold up, gotta move this in a little. Right there, that's balanced. All right, here's our compressor. This jacket is like done. It's all coming apart. Let's get this off to the side. Let's take off this jacket. Look, you take it, it's literally crumbling. What a mess. That whole jacket is literally gone. Super dusty. I want to get that cleaned out a little bit. We're going to take out some of these rings. We got one thermistor to take off there. We already got the 3 wires off our compressor. We did that. Then we got the crankcase heater, but look at this. This thing was not doing a good job. How loose it is. They didn't get this on right. Could that be a reason why it's failing? You're not warming up that oil. Alright, so got that crankcase heater to take off. Got 3 wires. That thermistor. These little things, vibration things. And we should be able to cut the rest of the pipe out. Got most of the stuff out, but we can't have any of that stuff getting in the pipes. Let's try to clear this out a little with some nitro. We also have 2 wires here. This is for your oil. So let's get those out of there as well. Also make sure to pull out the pins. So while you're brazing and cutting the pipes, we don't got nothing in the way. See a little bit of oil there, huh? I'm gonna start by cutting out the pipes. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There's really 4 to cut out here, and then we can get free. And then we can free up the compressor. I want no carbon in this system, so we're gonna cut to take out our pipes. These are flexible. We should have enough slack, and we're also gonna braze with nitro. Typically with stuff like this, honestly, when it's so perfectly fit, I would just unbraze it, but I had such trouble last time, and the pipe actually like wouldn't even pull out. It was so tight, it literally kind of broke, so I had to cut the end of it off anyways. So might as well just do a clean cut from the beginning, and we'll see what happens. I do have some fittings in the truck, possibly if needed, but I think we'll be all right. All right, here's my socket set. My helper just took out the 4 bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this should be ready to lift out. All right. Gonna keep these legs. All right, so we're gonna sand down the inside of our fittings and the outside of our pipes, so we create a good surface area. So when we braze this, it's gonna be a nice, good connection. I have everything sanded down before I put this compressor in. You don't want anything falling inside the compressor as well. Get these on. And then we're going to put the compressor in. One leg already came off. Whew. All right, nitro coming through the system. Hopefully you guys can hear it. I did test it when I was running it through. I was getting some air coming out of here. My camera battery ran out of power, but we got everything nicely brazed. As far as up here, I used wet rag heat blocking putty just so we don't melt anything on the way up. And as far as this unit, we got to get underneath here. Took off one of these, so we got to get down there. Oh man, these things ain't coming out. I bet it can break. And it did. Just pressurized everything. Check for leaks. We're good up here. That bolt broke down there. I just wanted to see possibly if maybe it's not leaking. We sprayed it with the pressure. That thing is leaking. We're gonna have to replace that. Oh man.
2,000 years later.
Alright guys, so I was able to pick one up. Let's go ahead. Let's get this one out and you one in. That's an ugly fitting right there. Just cutting both sides out the way. This piping is really ugly. So let's just rebuild this nicely. Alright guys, let's braze that up. That's looking a lot better. Alright, we got some nitro flowing through if you can hear it. Here's the bottom, you got a gasket. Here's the filter dryer. And you just got this thing on top. And these little hooks just hook in to the little hole that's there. Careful to hold it so it doesn't spring out. Got one there. One there. One there. Now everything is in. Oh, that's cool. Looks like it comes with some gaskets, huh? Alright, we got one there for the bottom. And for right here, there's a gasket. Just put that in there. Close the cap. Put the nuts and bolts. This thing also came with a little pressure tap. I noticed it. I'm like, man, what goes there? Couldn't get the other one off, but luckily we got this little piece right here. Put a little Teflon, just tightened it down. Should be all right. Just tightening everything down evenly. All right. Let's check this thing for leaks. Everything's looking good, no leaks. We're gonna go put this thing in a vacuum. All right, safely hold it from the bottom and top. I'm gonna hook it in right here. Yep, right there. All right, you're good. Good, let go. Let's start wrapping things up for today. Alright guys, got the system in vacuum mode. Hose is open. Let's get this thing in a vacuum. Alright. Alright, well we're already in the vacuum, but of course it's such a long run. I'm actually going to leave this for an overnight vacuum. We get off on the 8th floor, then we climb up about 2 flights to get up here, about 10 floors. And look, it says 3. So this goes down to the 3rd floor. That's a lot of piping, and there's about 8 or 9 air handlers connected to this one unit. So I got the system in vacuum mode right now, power is on, and we're gonna leave it for an overnight vacuum. We'll be back in the morning. Rise and shine, it's another day. So this is an umbrella. I actually put some tie wraps on it and strapped it to the metal. because I left the vacuum pump running overnight. As you can see, there's a bit of rain on here. I didn't want anything to get damaged. Looks like the plan worked out. Hope you guys can see that. 289 microns. Man, I never even seen such a low amount. Man, that's a great thing. All right. All right, guys, so we shut off the power. You want to wait 5 minutes to be safe while everything de-energizes here. This is not your typical system. Next, I have to take out these 4 screws for this panel, and you could just like kind of slide it out. It's sitting on a little bit of a hook there, and I got this kind of prying it open. Last time I had to have my helper literally just sit here and hold this for me. I'm hoping I can get a bit of access through here. It's still a bit tight. And yeah, so this is the inverter board. Found it faulty on my last visit. Definitely guys check that video out so you guys can get an understanding of why I'm doing this repair. And let's go ahead and get started. What I had to do actually is I had to take out these 3 screws, these wires, because it's all bunched up. I would have never been able to pull it out. So you got to remove these 3, take out the 4 screws, pull it back. All right, so we got a couple clips here. Got this black one. Pull down, push down on the tab, pull it out. This is tight in here, boy. All right, got a pink one. Can't go wrong, they're like color coded. So that one, and then the white one. Okay, and then from there we got 5 wires. These 3 come from the compressor, and they're labeled on the board: U, V, W, red, blue, yellow. We'd have a second red over here, but that goes to the converter board here, and then this one also goes to the converter board. So these 2 converter board, these 3 compressor, these color coded. We got 4 screws on the end and 2 screws here. So let's start by taking off the wires. Took off those 4 screws holding it, all the wires, and there's 2 screws here. Already got one of them off. Once we get that out, the board should come right out. Be real careful not to lose these screws. So this should come right out. There is a little clip there, huh? The top and bottom, there's a little clip, so maybe I could just push down on it. Okay, hold this for a sec. There's board. There we go. Man, there's like almost no heat paste here, and man, look at the back of it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Barely any heat paste here. You can see this burned out, and look at all those white marks. What is that? Is that this stuff or water? Nah, it's gotta be that. Man, these people are slobs. Got a tiny little bit of excess. What I want to do is try to clean that up as best as I can. Somebody left a comment saying you should really clean that. All right, everything is nice and clean. Here's the new board, the back of it. Is there anything on here? No. All right. So apparently you're not supposed to just wipe it across. You kind of just want to do a nice bead going across the middle, and as you screw it down, it's supposed to like spread out. All right, guys, here's the new board. I'm just gonna get it under the clip. And clip that in. So let's just go ahead, put all the wires back and all the screws. All right, let's go ahead and start clipping those back in. And there we got our 5 wires. All right, guys, we're all in. Let's go ahead and put this back. All right, Alright, got that back on. Now let's go ahead, put these 3 wires back. Keep the screws on the board so we don't lose anything, especially down here. All right, vacuum been holding this entire time as well. Let's purge. Okay, upside down, zero it out. I got a little bit of gas in here. I just want to get that over with. 0 ounces. Whatever's in there, I just want to get it out just so we can get rid of it. Really, it's just taking up space. So whatever we can get out of there, that will be that. Then we'll switch over to this tank. Hopefully it's enough. We got about 458 ounces, around 28 pounds or so. Pretty serious stuff. All right, let's close the gauges. We got 32.5 ounces out of here, 32.25. So we got about 2 pounds out of there. That's good. I closed that up. Let's just take a note of that so we can add on this tank and we get the correct ounces. Look at that. Just the wind of this thing shaking is changing the ounces. But we got 32 ounces here. We got Chris under there right now, insulating the filter dryer. All right, we got 202 ounces in here. Plus about 32 from the other one. We got about 14.5 pounds. And that's pretty much what the other one took. We got to start the unit up. Compressor needs to start. And then we can charge through the suction line. Here's your hot gas pipe. This is your suction line. And this is your liquid line. Hopefully this thing tries to start. But I just want you to see that we have the heater on there nice and tight with the clip. That thing wasn't on there right last time. We're also gonna need a new insulation jacket. That thing was just crusty. Hopefully one of these rooms are calling. I mean, there's like 8 or 9 rooms connected to this. 8 or 9 air handlers. Looks like 3 branch boxes and 8 air handlers, whatever this says. Come on. So, compressor started. Watch the gauge pressure right here. See, it's coming down. Nice. All right, compressor's running. We're gonna charge. Great, 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 great. All right, and the fan started, charging up. Let's get it. Anyways, we're gonna wrap up the video here. If anyone found this video interesting or helpful, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe as I come out with new videos every week. And I'll catch you all next time.